we'll say it quietly because who knows, maybe they'll hear us and come to hunt us. Be prepared for a new part of the post-apocalyptic horror movie, as A Quiet Place 3 is coming to hit the theaters. Yes, you heard right. We will watch another surviving episode of the successful Paramount franchise. So stay and watch the video till the end to find out some interesting details about the second sequel of the trilogy that changed horror movies.
Fighting a massive invasion
around the world.
Total devastation.
After the two successful parts from 2018 and 2021, the director John Krasinski announced that the third part of Quiet Place will take place. But we have to wait a couple of years. Before we tell you the details, let's get back to the story's beginnings. Blind aliens with sharp hearing will land over the planet Earth and will kill almost the whole population. One of the survivors is the Abbott family, mother Evelyn, father Lee, daughter Regan, and sons Bo and Marcus, who live on an isolated farm in the forest. To not be heard by the ugly monsters, they should be really quiet. They must not step on crunching leaves and avoid making sand paths in the forest. To avoid every noise, they are communicating through sign language. In this part, the family will lose Lee and one of the sons, Bo. A Quiet Place is a production of Platinum Dunes, and it was produced with only $17 million, earning over $341 million worldwide according to Box Office. The filming took place from May to November 2017 in Ulster and Dutchess counties in New York. The movie was nominated for Best Sound Editing in the 91st Academy Awards and earned 9 awards in other festivals and events. Also, the movie has a 7.5 out of 10 rating on IMDb. The sequel was filmed from June to September 2019 in Western New York, with a budget 3 times bigger than the first part, but the movie earned $44 million less. The premiere took place on May 28, 2021, after being postponed to March 2020 due to COVID-19. Now, the Abbott family home is destroyed, and they are looking for a new place to live and hide. Regan, who is deaf, found a weak spot on the creatures. She discovered that the high-frequency audio feedback makes them vulnerable. One day, her brother hears the song Beyond the Sea playing on the radio. For Regan, it is a sign that there are survivors on the nearby island. She asked Emmett, a man that lost his family and helped the Abbott family to hide in his shelter, to help her get to the island. As they are trying to get a ship, they get attacked by some feral humans. Emmett makes a noise and monsters show up and kill all the attackers. They then discover that the monsters can't swim, and that's why a small colony of survivors lives normally on the island. But somehow one of the monsters manages to reach the island and start killing the people. Emmett and Regan run into the radio station and transmit the high frequency through the speakers. That also helps Marcus, her mother Evelyn, and the baby who are trapped in the shelter. Marcus plays the high frequency through his radio before shooting the monsters that attack them. In February this year, John Krasinski, the director of the movie, revealed that the third part of Quiet Place will debut in 2025. Even though it is natural for Krasinski to return to the director chair, there is no official announcement from Paramount that he will do the job. For now, aside from the 2025 release date, there is no exact for when the filming of the third part will take place. But since we had this incredible journey so far, it will be okay to wait for a little while and hear the big news and plans for the third sci-fi horror survival part. The cast that Krasinski selected for the previous 2 parts was truly amazing. Emily Blunt as the fighting and self-sacrificing mother Evelyn Abbott, the magnificent Millicent Simmonds as Regan, Noah Jupe as Marcus, and the 2 we lost in the first part, Cade Woodward as Bo, and the director John Krasinski, who played the father Lee Abbott. Almost the same crew joined the second part, including Cillian Murphy, who played Emmett, and the always incredible Jim Hansu as the man on the island. In other roles, we also enjoyed watching Zachary Gollinger as Emmett's son and Silas Pereira Olsen as a boy on the island. We think that it's sure that the most of the main roles will show up in the third part as well, because according to their media statements, they are very happy and excited about working for this franchise. Do you have some suggestions for a new character in the movie? You know that you can write in the comments below the video. As for us, we also have something on our minds. What about Mila Jovovich, who has a lot of experience killing monsters? Or maybe Sandra Bullock, who was fantastic in The Bird Box? Although there is not any information for the new script of the horror trilogy, we can surely say that the next installment will continue exploring how humanity is fighting against the supernatural alien enemy. Because the story is mainly about the Abbott family, it is expected that the main actors will take their roles in the third part as well. As Emily Blunt said to Collider, Krasinski has a lot of ideas for the second sequel. According to her, the director would like to see how people will respond fully to the second part before he engages his brain completely on the third one. Krasinski shared some details in an interview for Empire, saying that he is excited about the third installment and that we will see things that we haven't seen before. He gives us an enigma at the end of the second part when the survivors on the island see that the creatures are vulnerable. What will the world do with this weapon? Will they be responsible for it, or will they be not? He says. He is putting so many ideas in our minds, indeed. We can say that it is sure we will watch again Cillian Murphy's Emmett, who was the biggest incomer in the sequel. He stayed alive, and it's a good sense to expect him back. Millicent Simmonds is concerned about how far her character Regan will go in the next sequel. We were discussing with Emily and Noah what might happen or what we could do in the next part, and there was a lot of joking on that, she said. Asked if she is sure that she'll stay in the movie, Simmonds says, yes. For now, there isn't any information on how the story will go in the next sequel. Maybe it will be interesting to see what the rest of the Earth looks like after the devastating alien invasion. Perhaps it will take place shortly, and we will see many more characters organizing how to fight the ugly and super strength creatures. If their surviving adventure ends here in a trilogy, then it is sure we will watch how humanity wins the fight and how the apocalypse ends. Surely there will be a lot of victims in the final battle with the creatures, but let's hope that the rest of the Abbott family will stay alive. At the end of the previous part, we saw Emmett was seriously injured, but nothing else was revealed. So it's a question if he survived. Also, the fate of the other islanders stays untold. We saw that some of them were killed, but some made it to survive. So this is another question the next sequel should give us answers to. Unfortunately, it is too early for the first trailer or any pictures or footage as the filming hasn't started. But you can always get back to our channel to find out the newest updates. Until then, you can always rewatch the first two parts and imagine what could happen next. On a related note, what do you think of this movie so far? Do you think that the next sequel of A Quiet Place will be better than the previous one? What are your guesses for the gross the movie will have? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss our next videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.